Yes, top of the morning, man. It is approximately 9 o'clock, well, a little before nine, about 3 minutes before 9 o'clock. Um, I want to jump on to do my morning mix. Um, take my time a little bit. I took care of a lot of activities already. Dog walk, dog feeding, you know, dog treatment, right? The one thing I like about the weekends, it really gives me a chance if I'm not really trying to do no Instacart or other things. It gives me a chance to come and build on what I have been building on. You know, but today, this morning, I want to talk about a topic that everybody talked about yesterday, and I knew they was. I said I'm not going to do a live stream on it. I put out a quick video. I was like, I'm not going to do a live stream. You know, I knew, and I say this respectfully, all of the sheep, were going to take bait, right? But Terrence Crawford basically did Earl Spence a favor. And I'm going to tell you how he did Earl Spence a favor. See, the mindless guys that get on here with no real motion, what I like to call, they're followers. So they're just going to follow. But what Terrence Crawford did in that interview was it took Earl Spence's name and put it back into boxing. Because prior to that, Earl Spence's name was still, not even prior, it still is tied up now. But at least the boxing guys are now talking about him on the boxing side. Because when this whole Mo3 Yellow Beezy thing popped up, boxing content creators who love to have put out content on Earl and Yellow Beezy before. This is the truth, man. That's why I don't really mingle with these guys, man, because what they are and I am were too different. If you're a content creator, make content. These guys don't make content. They're super fans of fighters, and they're idol worshiper for fighters. Because you could be a fan, like I'm a fan of a lot of different fighters, but and I'm gonna use my guy. I'm gonna play what's his name, Jamel Herring, right? He had an incident, and I still reported on it. And I'm a fan of his. I consider Jamel Herring like an industry friend because when I was trying to get Jihad situated, he's one of the guys I reached out to. Him and his people were gonna make a move for us, but it didn't work out. But like, I still reported on that incident when he was arrested and all that because it's news. I'm a content creator. A lot of these other guys, if it pertains to a fighter that they worship, right? They're not even friends if they worship them, right? Because in order to be a friend of somebody or really have a dealing with them, you need to know them or have some type of understanding, some type of transaction. A lot of guys, when it pertains to certain fighters, whether it's Deontay Wilder or Devin Haney or Earl Spencer, Terrence Crawford, or Tank Davis, Boots Ennis. A lot of these guys have no connection with them other than being a super fan of theirs. And then it gets to the point where they're like idol worshipers, right? So Earl Spence's name has been connected with this whole Mo3 Yellow Beezy thing. What Terrence Crawford did was throw him an assist. He did an interview and he said that he doesn't believe Earl Spence is a Hall of Famer. Now that aroused all of these guys who were not even thinking about EJ because EJ's, like I said, his name is in the mix for some bullshit, right? So these guys, like they always do, like when he got his ass whooped, when he was out there drinking and doing all this other dumb shit, all of these super fans of his and idol worshippers didn't want to speak on him, or they're ignoring him, right? But the moment Terrence Crawford said that the man was not a Hall of Famer, oh, these guys are back out in full throttle, right? Speaking on him, Terrence Crawford, like I said, I put some content out on it, right? My lane is different over here now. I understand what's going on. I'm building my audience, and thank you to those that have been tuning in. I think we're over 6,000 subs now, but I put something out on it. because I knew all the great debaters, like my guy Malik would say, the dirty sides of boxing. I knew they was going to just this was going to give them something to do. Like you heard what I said, something to do. They live stream for hours. This was giving them something to do because they don't really have no motion other than sitting online for hours, right? That's not content creating. That's just shooting the shit, like these guys like to say. Content creating is actually putting out content, right? And that's what I did. I said it yes. I said I'm not gonna do a live stream on it, but I will drop some content on it. And this is the content that I drop on it. Boom, 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 boom. Here it is. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it? Is it a short? I think it might be a short. Yes, it's a short. But he threw Earl Spence an alley oop, man. Threw him an alley oop right here. This was an alley oop, man, right here. Crawford believes Earl Spence.
All right, the news by Shanewz. So, in a recent interview, they asked reigning pound for pound Terrence Bud Crawford, was Earl Spence a Hall of Famer? And he did not think so. My question is to you guys. How do you feel about that? Is he a Hall of Famer? Was Bud Crawford accurate in his assessment of Earl Spence EJ's career so far? Feel free to comment your thoughts. This is the sauce. Hot sauce, duck sauce. Experience the news by Shy News. You want my spot flash? How is the content looking now? It's cool when they do it. Got him.
And be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't. You know, like everything that I've accomplished, he's still trying to accomplish. You know,
do you not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame
right now? No, how?
Yeah, he's right, dude. He's right.
Yeah, let me stop it, right? I think I just left the Hall of Fame a couple months ago. Terrence has some valid points, but I think EJ will be in the Hall of Fame because there are guys. There are guys less accomplished that I seen that were in there. Whereas Earl Spence did collect 3 belts in one division. So I think, like I said, there are guys in there. But Terrence has some valid points. And I want to break some of that down. But if he didn't fight again, I think with everything that he went through, I think he still gets in. They'll put him in. But some of the points that Terrence was making are not only accurate, they're valid. But I think Terrence did this also too, right? I don't know if anybody else spoke on this. That's why I didn't want to speak on it yesterday. I'm going to speak on it now. I think Terrence is spinning the block. He's spinning the block on Earl Spence. If you listen to the interview, shout out my man WCS. Go check out WCS. WCS did a live on it, rather thorough breakdown. I'm not going to go into all of that because that's not what I do. I don't choose to do it. It's not worth my time and my effort. But what I will do is give you some industry insight because I am an industry insider. What Terrence Crawford said about Earl Spence in that interview, there are a lot of people that whisper these things. You heard what I said, whisper. Terrence Crawford actually said it. Now, a lot of times guys will say stuff off the record in the gyms amongst each other, but on social media and the public and in media, they will say other things. Terrence Crawford basically said it. The fact that Earl Spence was considered a weight bully. The fact that Earl Spence only campaigned in one weight class. Now, I think, like I said, Terrence Crawford is spinning the block, right? Because if you remember the build-up for this fight, Earl Spence was very disrespectful towards Terrence. You guys don't want to highlight that or remember none of that because that's what you guys are. A lot of you guys are content creators. But if you remember the build up to this fight, Earl Spence and his team, too, his coach, they were very disrespectful. Very, very disrespectful in regards to Terrence Crawford, his resume, the people that he fought. I believe Derrick James even called him a manufactured fighter, that he was built up. You know, he was built, right? So when you hear Terrence Crawford say what he says in these interviews, it's like tit for tat. He's spinning the block because they said that this guy, right, didn't fight nobody. Remember, there's an interview. I might pull it up in a second. Where I think it was Fight Hype. They asked Derrick James about, and that's why Terrence Crawford applied the pressure on him. T, you don't want me to say that, but I'm gonna say it. This is what I do over here. This is the raw emotion talk. You pressed him in New York City. That's what we call pressing. You applied the pressure on him. He knew it. He's a sucker. Yeah, Derrick, you're a sucker. If you see me in traffic and feel some type of way about me calling you a sucker, get at me. You know I'm valid on it. Yeah, you're a sucker. But when they asked Derrick James about Terrence Crawford, a decorated at the time undisputed champion, about knockouts and all of these things. Derrick James, a former fighter, a guy that, Derrick, you got knocked out, man. You was in the ring. You remember in Vegas, you got beat up, man. You should have more respect, man, as somebody that participated, right? But they asked you about Terrence Crawford and the knockouts and his resume, and it was like they threw a bag of shit in your mouth, some lemons with it. So you puckered up, you knock out who? And all like, damn, brother, like this man is a 2-division champion, something that you never accomplished. And he was undisputed, but you just completely went left with hate. It was blatant hate, right? So when I hear Terrence say the things that he's saying, it's tit for tat now, man. He whooped your ass. He whooped your ass, man. Not only did he whip your ass, he made that fight look the easiest, man. For a guy that, like y'all said, coming into that fight, he never fought nobody. He wasn't as good as we thought and all this. So he made you guys look like you wasn't as good as everybody thought, as all the sheep were programmed to believe. So now, when he says these things in this interview, right, it's tit for tat, man. It's tit for tat.
Right.
How? He fought in one division.
Never unified the belts.
He
That's a fact right there, right? He fought in one division, right? He did not fight in no other divisions, right? He fought in one division, right? He campaigned. You going, Daffy? Go. Daffy comes in with me to record, right? After we go on our walks, he just gets underneath. Yes, he fought in one division. Basically, a lot of in-house fights too, man. So he was an in-house conqueror. Right now, he is a PBC legend, PBC Hall of Fame. But I still think he's the Hall of Fame. But the one time he did come off the ranch, because he has a form, so I'm going to say ranch. Shout out to EJ. And the Spence Ranch down there. The one time he did come off the ranch, man, he just didn't look like what he was hyped up to be.
He unified.
He did unify.
IBF. He unified.
Was it?
He had three.
Yeah,
the
but he didn't unify all
WBA,
four. He wasn't
IBF.
undisputed.
Huh?
He wasn't undisputed.
He wasn't. No, but what I'm saying is they already called him a weight bully, right?
That's another valid point there. Let's stop it. We're just only dissecting this. We're just dissecting. He was a weight bully, right? Earl Spence. Remember, before, look, Terrence has the fight, man. Terrence has the fight, man. This is why I laugh at these guys. You guys sit around, y'all talk boxing, but you guys always forget, man. Before Earl got, busted up by Terrence, everybody said he was going to be the guy to conquer Canelo. Right? It wasn't that, he's a welterweight. Like Terrence. Terrence now is attempting to do it. Nobody thinks he could do it. There's a lot of people that think he's going to get hurt. He's going to get beat up. But before he beat EJ EJ was the guy that they was like, yo, he's gonna go up and give it to Canelo. He's gonna give it to Canelo. I remember, man. I was, my content wasn't where it's at right now, but I always could do what I could do. I just wasn't really into doing it how I'm doing it now. But yeah, we could revisit that too. He was going to give it to Canelo. Man, you guys were so big on that, man. And me personally knowing, I was laughing. I was like, man, these guys, this shit is just, this boxing shit is like, man, it's like the radio, man. You get to really program motherfuckers, right? But he was going to give it to Canelo, right? Him and the stablemate guys. And we see how that played out. Remember, Charlo, he used to call him Cinnamon. Right, a lot of those guys over there, man. Because look, one thing about the PBC fighters that at their height, not only were they protected, they was in a real bubble before bubble boxing and COVID and all that. Those dudes over there were in a bubble, and they were so on so much drugs, literally, alleged. But I'm saying literally drugs of fame and the propaganda that was built up around them from the YouTube and the media and the whole thing about them being the best and the most paid and all this, that shit just went to their head, right? That they were the best fighters, right? That those guys, like Canelo, they really thought Canelo, they could all of them, the Charlo brothers, they all, Canelo's ducking us, this, that, and the third, cinnamon, right? We see what happened when Charlo got in the ring with him. He made him bend at the knee. The nigga ran all night. But this guy was saying that they could do something with Canelo, right? All of them. Then it even went down to Earl Spence, right? Right? Well, Earl Spence, he aborted the mission, right? Earl Spence would have got the fight. I'm telling you, right? I got some content I'm gonna drop later on today, right? Earl Spence was lined up to get that fight. He was going to be one of the sacrificial lambs. But Terrence Crawford called him, and he ended up getting beat down by Terrence Crawford. But had he went with the script that they had, right? The script was Danny Garcia, Dennis Ugas, and then it was going to be Keith Thurman. Yes, he was set to fight Keith Thurman. They would have never fought Terrence. They was going to freeze Terrence out, right? He would have fought Keith Thurman, and then he would have been part of that Canelo Alvarez deal. Charlo and him, right? The sacrificial lambs. But he went against the wishes of the Grand Poobah, a.k.a. Al Heyman, and the rest is history. But they had it all set up. Please, somebody debunk this. Like, you guys love to come on and debunk my content or downplay my content or think you're doing more detailed live streams and thumbnails and all that. Go, by all means, do all that. I don't give a fuck about none of that, man. But if you do that, come outside, though. See, my shit is outside. And anything I speak on, a lot of stuff that I come on here and speak on, and I call guys out by name after how I just called Derrick James a sucker. He knows I will say that to his face because I have been all around him and all these people. So see, that's why I would never be an industry plant, punk, or puppet. Because when it's time to pop out, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. I got 6 years of showing niggas. A lot of you niggas sit online, that's all you do. Please show me something. And if you guys don't think I could fight, goddamn, I'm in the gym damn near every week. My family's bloodline is royal in this game. Hall of Fame is world champions. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. I wish some of y'all would pop out and come beat me up, man. Please. All you guys that be mad about my content, that act like you want to fight me, please, by all means, do it. I got some shit on my chest that I've been wanting to get off. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man, right? Shout out to Cypress Hills, man. That was my shit back in the day. They were blood, too. I'm not gang, but they were blood. They from L.A. Spanish guys, man. Mexican, blood. Look that up, man. They blood, man. My man B Real is blood. He hung up with all the brothers. Some of my family knows him, too. B Real is his name. He's a blood member. Shout out to him, now, man. But back to topic. Terrence threw him an alley-oop, man. he got his name back in the mix. But I think he's just spinning the block because they disrespected Terrence leading up to this fight. They were so disrespectful about his resume, about the things that he accomplished in this game. And it was like, to me, I always knew Terrence was going to spin the block on them. But I think he just did it right now, or this came out right now. And it's a good thing because Earl Spencer's name is tied in with all type of murder for hire shits, man. And nobody was talking about that. Well, they are talking about it. Just like I said, the fake boxing content creators, content community, they're not talking about it. They do, they do what they do. These guys are content creators, but when it's certain content, man, that motherfuckers, they just get dumb. They get dumb. But yes, Terrence, you did him a favor by bringing this up because now you got dudes doing 3-hour, 4-hour debates on a little interview. A little interview.
He beat Kell Brook coming off of a loss, an eye injury.
That's correct, y'all. These are his key victories too, right? Look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to do EJ like this, but I'm going to do him like this, man, because this is what we do. His key victories when you think about it, right? Kell Brook. Kell Brook moved up 2 weight classes, got his biggest payday for the bag, but got broke up by Gennady Golovkin. Broke his face up. Now, if you know anything about the face, once the face is broken like that, the other side of the face is just as fragile. That's what EJ did, but that's what EJ's coming out party. Remember, he was the eye collector. I remember I was Team Spencer, so it don't make sense. I still have the you see, I fucked with them, man. Shout out to them. I have that set. You remember that set that they wore when they went over there to win? The team uniform. I got one of those. Shout out to his mom. I remember his mom gave it to me. She gave me the jacket, yo. Right? See, I was really fucking with them, man. At one point in time, I had that. I still got it, right? Because I was Team Spence frontline soldier, so to say. I was the media marketing agent back then. Team Spencer, it don't make sense. That was mine. But yeah, he went over there and he took out Kell Brook, injured Kell Brook, right? Well, Terrence just kind of highlighted, which is valid. This is valid, but people don't want to, they don't want to acknowledge that. They don't want to acknowledge it. They always never did, man.
He beat Sean Porter.
In all fairness, he had to go over there to get that.
Like I said, that's a good win. Like I don't want to sound like I'm hating on him or
I understand
things like that, but I honestly don't.
Sean Porter, great fight, right? But listen, pay attention to this now, man. This is gonna get a lot of y'all upset. A lot of you Earl sexuals, you Earl harlots, right? Yo, Sean Porter fight. You guys will always. I remember this is when I used to really entertain conversations, and I don't debate niggas. If you're not my equal, it's not a debate. It's just a conversation. If you can't show me stuff that you have done in boxing, and you're trying to, act like you're more experienced, that's why I always say, show me your experience, man. I don't give a fuck about your views, man. Show me your experience, man. Right? Guys will be like, oh, he made the fight harder than what he needed to be. He fought his fight. Man, shut the fuck up with that dumb shit, man. It don't matter. If he did it like that, that just shows. Because look, that's why I don't talk boxing with me. Because I will break you the fuck down like we in the ring. I will beat you up, right? For the guys that always say, oh, he just fought his fight. Okay, so now that takes away from you talking about his IQ, how he's such a smart fighter. Because that makes him fucking dumb. You're dumb. You're gonna, he beat him at his own style. No, he's dumb. He's dumb. Why would you make the fight that hard for yourself? You're dumb, right? But it is what it is, right? But that's the excuse they try to make. Oh man, he bought him at his own style. No, he didn't. Sean Porter really kind of exposed Earl Spence. But he really, what he really exposed? That Earl Spence, all the shit that he was doing outside the ring was catching up to his ass. That's all that was, man. All the partying and clubbing and running around. That shit caught up to him that one night. But God was still with him, right? God was still with him. He got that knockdown, and that won him the fight. He got that knockdown and won him the fight. But the crazy thing about that was, right? This is when I knew that he was slipping, bro. He dropped Sean Porter. Sean Porter got up and started whooping his motherfucking ass that same round. I was like, damn, EJ ain't got it no more, man. EJ ain't got it no more, man. He couldn't finish him off. He could not finish Sean Porter off, but he won that fight. And then I believe 2 weeks later is the fateful night that's in question. But thank you to Terrence Crawford for speaking on this, because now we got people, well, not just got the box people, but everybody's talking about. But 2 weeks after is when he was chased down, alleged by Mo 3 after the club. And the rest is history, right? These are all things that happen that, please, content creators, speak about this, man. You boxing content creators, man. You niggas is content creators, right? Or you niggas that just do live stream. You just sit online and lie. You don't got really nothing going on. You just, I'm going on every time. I'm going on. All right. So Terrence is so valid right here, man. I know it's upsetting some of y'all, but listen to the truth.
No, if he make it to the Hall of Fame with the accolades that he didn't.
Now I think he's gonna make it, but what he said, his assessment, and I think it really was the assessment of him. Terrence is, like I said, he's spinning the block. He's fronting on EJ right now. He's fronting on him because EJ tried to front on him. He's fronting on EJ, but he's also throwing him an assist because he's getting his name out of the mix or putting it back in the mix. Because a lot of people didn't want to talk about him right now because his lover, who was home now, is tied up for a murder for hire, and the feds are coming, y'all. They don't. All you niggas thinking, listen, the feds is coming. The state is playing fall guy right now, man. The feds is coming, man. This shit is going federal. Believe that, man. And it's gonna involve a lot more people. The feds are coming, man. I tried to show y'all, right, that the crime that they charged him with, the state crime, is actually a federal crime if the feds want to pick it up, right? Because the crime occurred on interstate travel, right? The alleged killer, who Keywan White or those guys, he gunned Melvin Noble down. Look, you see how I'm doing real reporting now, because I'm saying their real name. He gunned down Melvin Noble, and the crime, listen, the crime, right, of murder for hire, which Yellow Beezy is charged for, was committed on Interstate 35. I showed y'all that the other day when I was like, yeah, let me get in my bag and show who's really who out here, who really knows how to put out content, who knows how to break stuff down. A crime, look, you could be charged state-wise and acquitted, and the feds could pick it up if the crime involves federal property or interstate travel. I-35 is interstate travel. We all watched the footage. We watched that footage. The man boxed the man, cut him off on the Interstate 35. That was considered interstate travel. He jumped out of his Camaro, black Camaro, with his chopper. He proceeded to blow at him and cut him down, man down, all on Interstate 35. That's interstate travel. I think the feds are coming, y'all. The feds are definitely coming. And the state has a lot of evidence, right? Did y'all peep that? They have a lot of evidence, right? That it took them 5 years to put together. It took them 5 years to put that together. And shout out to all the people that keep sending me stuff. I know all this, but like I said, I don't really want to report on this, right? They have the dude buying jewelry, the crash dummy niggas, right? And they talked about the money that he received, right? The state feds, they have all this already, man. They've been had all of this, man. When the guy went to the jewelry store and they might have deleted the shit now, but I don't even think they deleted it because you still have people putting out content on it. When he put out the content or the post, they put the bag on him. I'm taking it, right? That's the nigga that's sitting up there, might be the star witness. He made these posts on November 8th, right? Look at all this stuff. This shit is all out there, man. On November 8th, he said that, right? November 8th, Mo3 was killed November 11th. I believe like November, a couple days after that, he's this dirt bomb, respectfully, because that's what Dave said. He was a dirt bomb, right? Really never had no money. He's buying jewelry. He's on IG showing all of the money. Yo, you don't think they have this, man? They had all of this, man. This shit is federal, man. This shit is about to hit the fan, man. This shit is really going to hit the fan, man. But that was Terrence giving Earl Spencer alley-oop, man. Basically, man. Because it took Earl's name up out of all of that. Because Earl's name is tied in on that. A lot of that shit over there, man. It is. You guys don't want to admit it. Because like I said, a lot of y'all are idol worshipers. But Yellow Beezy, they're going to, look, Earl Spencer's going to get called in. Right? Yeah, he's going to get called in. You know why? If this goes to trial, which it looks like it most likely will be. Because who was Yellow with, man? Right? Who was his alibi, man? This shit is a murder for hire, so he's gonna be like, how could I commit that? I was with my lover, right? I was with my lover. That's why my baby mother's mad. Cause I went on a vacation with my lover. We was in Mexico, right? So Earl Spence got to get called in, man. They was together. Just you and I back together again, right? Yeah, they was together, right? So he's got to get called in, man. But Terrence threw him an assist, man. You know, trying to take his name up out, you know, that type of shit. But it's in it, man. It really is, man. It really is in it, man. You know. But I think he's the Hall of Fame. I just think Terrence is just spinning the block, having a little fun. Because remember, they tried to shit on Terrence, man. So Terrence is doing the same thing because, like I said, I just left the Hall of Fame in November. There are guys that's in the Hall of Fame that didn't accomplish as much as Earl Spence did in one division, and they made it in. So I think he gets in, but I just think that Terrence is spinning the block, man. Terrence did them how they did him, right? He's talking about him being a weight bully. He's talking about him only campaigning in one division, right? Only really conquering. Well, I'm gonna give him he conquered the PBC side of things. He did. And for those of y'all that don't know what I was talking about, this is the little quick preview of a video that I will be dropping later that, you know, they will claim to ignore, but they're not ignoring my content no more. They're not ignoring it. This is the quick little video. Remember, I did say he was scheduled to fight Keith Thurman, right? I think Keith Thurman has come out and spoke on it. But let's get to it. All right, let's get to it. This is Keefy. Not Keefy D. Keefy. This is Keith, man. Keith spilled the beans, man. He was supposed to get the fight, man.
Y'all don't understand how to play chess. I'm sorry. This is what was supposed to happen. It didn't happen. Oh, wait. So you're saying that, so he was supposed to fight Manny, but he didn't fight Manny. And then Ugas fought Manny. And then Ugas beat Manny. And then all of a sudden in the arena in Dallas, you're watching Errol Spence versus Ugas? And you think that night was not supposed to be Thurman versus Spence? You guys are tripping. You're tripping. He just luckily got to get the belts without seeing me. And that's life. It happens. Things don't fall the way it happened. You thought you were laying a trap, but all of a sudden, you lost a piece, and now you're not in position to do the moves that you wanted to do. Okay? That was supposed to been happen. And then the thing that you don't know is how I signed my contract against Spence. And then he went and fought Crawford. He didn't commit to the fight. That was
there it is. Right? Well, look, now, for those of y'all that are master content creators, please break that down and put out the content because it's out there. That is an accurate statement now that Keith has come out and made it. I spoke about that earlier in the live. I'm going to drop something on it. But you know me, I'm just going to drop what I want to drop. You in-depth guys, go for it. It's out there. But he was dead accurate. and this is, and I'm gonna give y'all a little bit to, throw your pole in the water and go catch the fish, right? Keith Thurman is not lying. I said it earlier. Terrence Crawford was going to be frozen out. He was never supposed to fight EJ because EJ was going to get beat up, and we seen what happened, right? Al Heyman and all of them knew this. They knew that Earl could not beat Terrence. They was trying to keep him away from Terrence because they knew how everything that they said about Terrence was really EJ, respectfully. Manufactured, moved a certain way. When that all came to play, right? 2 southpaws, right? He only fought 2 southpaws as a professional in 28 fights, right? But he was stated to fight Keith Thurman. He didn't sign his share of the contract or the terms because it was terms, but it was a contract. Keith signed. Keith was good with the terms, so it turned into a contract. Look that up. So I'm speaking on different terms that might be over your heads, right? So Keith signed. Earl Spence did not. Earl Spence went on to hire Adrian Clark and Miss what's her name, Fighters First Management, which all these guys over there can actually do, even if you are with Al, right? Al is just your advisor. Any of you guys, that's why I came up with my say, you do have options, right? Any of you guys over there could always hire a manager. Al is not your manager, he's your advisor. Earl Spence went on and hired a manager. I'm going to put all this in the video. And the fight was made with Terrence Crawford with the assist of his new management. Remember, all this was put out there, right? I'm not speculating on it. That's why you don't hear me saying alleged, right? With his new management team, Fighters First Management, Adrian Clark and Miss Joette, right? They have a big fight tonight. They have another one of their fighters, Brian Norman Jr., is fighting Derek Quaver. I hope Brian Norman is prepared for that left hook. I was watching this guy. And this guy's a top ranked guy. Hopefully they're not trying to pull a little, the game is tricky, man. But hopefully Brian Norman is on point and he does not get rocked to sleep tonight. But this guy has a dangerous left hook. I was checking him out. Remember I told you I was going to do some film study? I did some film study on him. I did. I do that. Some of us are really in the game, man. We just don't, we come on YouTube and have fun with guys, right? But yeah, he hired Fighters First Management, and they made the fight with Terrence, and the rest is history. The rest is history. But yeah, I got that piece coming out at some point today. I'll drop that. I've been dropping content, man. And for you guys out there, the dirty side of boxing, if you're going to use Opus Clip, and shout out to my team for sending me that, invest your money, man. It's only a couple dollars, man. I think it's $20 a month, right? Invest it. You invest in other things. Are you a video editor, content creator? Put the money up, man. Stop being cheap, right? You can't just do live streams. Put this shit. If this is what you do, if you're trying to be a video guy or a video editor, because that's what I see a lot of y'all are. Y'all are video editors, man. I'm gonna just call it what it is. Y'all not media. You're not y'all are boxing fans that want to make videos. But a lot of you guys don't even want to make videos. You just do long live streams, gatherings of motionless, like my man Malik would say, dirty side of boxing. It is what it is, But to me, that I don't respect that, and because you don't respect what I do. So why should I respect what you do, right? And you do, right? You do shit, right? do. But yeah, Keith Thurman let the cat out the bag, man. That was basically the play, man. And I think Earl did the right thing because Keith might have beat you up too, man. Because be honest, Earl can't fight like that no more, man. And Al was trying to protect him. They're gonna get mad at me for saying this. Danny Garcia, and I watched the shit yesterday, right? This is how you know it's so easy to program people. Danny Garcia took the script. Ugas took the script. Niggas was like, they played an old video of when he beat up Ugas, right? Ugas was not punching back. They was like, look at Earl's work, great. I was looking at the chat. I was like, that's the same Earl that fought Terrence Crawford, man. It's just that Terrence Crawford didn't do the Ugas, man. Terrence Crawford was banging back. Yo, Ugas could have banged back. But I think once Ugas caught him and that nigga's teeth, his teeth, he thought his teeth came out. Ugas was so scared because, they told Ugas, yo, do not get in there and do nothing. He was so scared. And then Lawrence Cole said, stop! Right? That nigga Ugas didn't throw no more punches after that, man. He ain't throw no more punches. He just wanted to the high shell. Thought I was gonna say high guard. No, he wanted to the high shell. He turned into a turtle, and then he just like Earl was throwing wild meat hooks and all type of punches. And everybody that is pro was like, yo, he's back. Look at his work rate. That was the same Earl that fought Terrence Crawford, man. He was slow. He was lethargic, right? I told y'all this, man. Look, I'm gonna pull up the receipts. Sauce got receipts, man. Sauce got the receipts, man. They was mad. They be mad, right? Because I got the receipts, man. I was like, yo, this dude don't got it no more, man. This dude don't got it. I told y'all, man. Sauce got the receipts. Look, here it is right here, man. That's Ugas right there. He was throwing the same punch against Ugas. What in the slow, flat-footed Spence is going on? 23 days. Got it! Man, look, you see that video got over. That video had, that video had, I think, like 3,000 comments, right? I'm still waiting for some of y'all that wanted to fight me to pull up, man. Everybody was in my comment section, right? Talking about I was on the couch, I was this, I was that. No, I was accurate. I called that 23 days out, right? How did he go out there before? He was stiff. He was everything that I said in that video. That video has 7,000 likes, 3,000 comments, but a lot of dudes in the comments wanted to challenge me to a fight. They still never came to the gym. They wanted to challenge me to a fight because my assessment was accurate. What in the slow, stiff Spence is going on? What did we see him fight? Terrence Crawford. He was slow, stiff. Bomac said, yo, he's slow as shit. Come over the top with the what's the name? I said that 23 days out. As somebody that's actually around fighters in the gym, I seen his work on the bag. But prior to that, I seen the work with Ugas and Danny Garcia. And I said, yeah, these guys, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. And look, I'm going to even further my claim on this right here. Watch this. Just pay attention, right? Who looks stiff? Who looks loose? Yeah, look. Stop it right there, right? I showed that right there, right? Yo, dudes, this is why I don't debate motherfuckers with boxing, man. Right? Guys will say, oh, they doing two different. Look, this one right here got 8,000 right, likes. But guys was in here. Guys was in here trying to tell me, yeah, they're doing two different styles of work on the bag. All right, I guess so. If that's what you think, right? But did you see how Terrence just got off on the bag quick? Well, look at the movement, right? See the feint? See the feint? Right. See the movement? Go back. Now look, I'm gonna stop it, right? We watched that already, but look at the difference, right? When I look at Earl Spence, right, and being around him, right, I can pull up an old vintage Earl Spence heavy band work video. You can tell that Earl Spence, and he came out to admit all of this, right? You can look at him and see that he's hurting. He's hurt. He's stiff, bro. He's hurting. He's hurting. And he said all these things, right? But I was like, I looked at this shit. I said, yo, man, they setting this dude the fuck up, man. He don't got it no more, man. That bad work right there looked painful. That's what the whole thing I was trying to highlight to the dummies, the boxing dummies. Whereas you see Terrence Crawford is having fun. He's having fun. See him moving around, loosey goosey. He was good. Look at Earl, man. Look at Earl. Earl is hurting right here, man. He's hurting. Look at him. Robotic. Yeah, even when he tried to get on his bicycle and spin around the bag.
Who looks stiff? Who looks loose?
Man, y'all been dropping gems for y'all, man. I've been dropping gems, man. You're welcome. You're all welcome, man. But I got more content coming out, man. But it's once again, Terrence Crawford, thank you for the assist, man. You know, at least you got the people talking about Earl Spence in a different light, the boxing people, because the other bloggers, they still talking, man. They're going to talk. But the boxing guys who claim to be content creators, they don't want to talk about it. But we got fights on tonight. Good little card out there. Top Rank got going on at the Fountain Blue. Nice little hotel. The Fountain. Vegas is rocking, right? But with that being said, man, make sure you hit the like button, comment, right? Shout out to Malik. I see you in the comments. Only one, man. It was like 3 or 4 people up in here. They were quiet. They was just taking it all in, like they normally do. They just take my content in. I'm about to drop my daughter's joints. I got my daughter with Abraham Nova. I'll be dropping that. I still got some more Keyshawn Davis stuff. Matter of fact, y'all see what I dropped yesterday, right? You know, the dude said I was weird, so now I got to spin the block on that nigga, man. And they told me I was weird. Weird how, nigga? Like I don't like I do what you do, but I'm the underground king. So if I'm weird, what are you? You're strange. You're strange. If I'm weird, right? And I got a catalog like this, right? But I'm weird. That means you're strange, homie. I'm going to use the first one I'm going to run to is time check 9-minute mark. So this is the first one I want to go. Richard, hit this big ass. Look at all those guys. Terrence Crawford is trending for saying that Earl Spence is not a Hall of Famer. I interviewed his coach over 5 years ago, and they knew back then that they was going to do what they did to him. Mm-hmm. Pay attention to the conversation.
Early predictions for tomorrow night, man. What can we expect? We know Bud want to get that time in.
I got about 9.
Okay, about 9, definitely, man. Anything new y'all been working on in the camp, man? You know, you seen me just talking to So Cold, man, Mr. Steven Nelson. Anything new y'all been working on in the camp?
A lot of hand-eye coordination, you know, speed.
Okay,
that's it.
Okay, yeah. Just describe what's in that water out there. That you know, you guys are producing some mean, gritty dog type of fighters out there in Nebraska, man. What's in that water out there?
Man, it's just hard work and dedication, man. That's all it is out there.
Okay.
As soon as they put them on the chocolate block, it's time to go.
That's right. That's right. You hear Vomac out here, man. Talking to him, Vomac.
That shit, partner. You heard me?
Yeah.
For sure.
Talk to him, Vomac. That's what we love, man.
All right.
Definitely. Before I let you go, man. Will we be seeing Bud Crawford call out one of the 3 big guys on the PBC?
He already called him out. He can't keep calling them out, because the more he call them out, the more they fucking don't want to come out before.
You heard that, man. Once again, man.
You heard what he said? They don't want to come off the porch. Damn. This was 5 years ago, man. Damn. Do us both a favor and don't compare us, man. Damn. The News by Shanewz. Damn. I'm going by Jackal Fitness. Damn. Now I have become a media marketing. Damn. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas, man. These nasty work individuals that crawl around. Yes, they crawl around the internet because they're never outside. 5 years ago. Now, see, everybody wants them to fight. I'm gonna stop it right there. You see, they've been around each other since babies, basically. You see, he's still in the amateurs out there supporting Shakur Stevenson. This was some years back. Do us both a favor, don't compare us. Been in the trenches, man. The News by Shanewz. But they want these two to fight. Maybe they will fight. But as you can see, they came up together. Now they are both champions.
Jackal Fitness here with and the News.
Tony Harrison reposted.
We seen you at Gleason's, man. You said it wasn't gonna be a shock, man. First off, congratulations on that victory. Just describe, man. Yo, look at this man. He's looking real good, still clean, man.
Clean, man.
No
bruise, no. Wait, let me stop it right now. I want y'all to pay attention to this. I can be proud of this. You see the black right here? I didn't have the best of equipment at the time. Motion, goddamn it. No excuses. I was out there. I was outside. Pop out and show. This man became a world champion. Sometimes you got to pop out and show.
Back against the wall, just keep pushing, stay focused, and everything should work out for the best for y'all, man.
I always held on to that. Shout out to Keyshawn. Did you hear what he said? When nobody else believes in you. Motion, goddamn it. On. Sometimes you got to even yourself. Out and show niggas, man.
Come to my team. You got to be dedicated. You got to want
to dedication.
Definitely. You know, when they're gonna let the guys on the other side of the street, how they say the PVC boy, get a taste of Bud.
That's on them.
Yeah. How do you see that playing out with Bud and the top guys over there as far as Thurman?
Beat the shit out of him.
Okay, because Thurman.
He said beat the shit out of him. What did he go on to do? Basically did. Sean Porter stopped him, beat the shit out of Earl Spence. We all know what happened, man. That's when 5 years ago. The News by Shanewz, man. Never compare me to nasty work on this internet. My catalog, experience, never compare. Stats say different. They can do as many rounds.
Thurman been real voiceless about his opinion about Terrence and not respecting Terrence as a real 147 pounder. What's your thoughts on that, Bo, man?
I don't even pay no attention to that shit, man, because of the fact that the world knows who the best 147 pounder is and who the best fucking fighter is in this world. So, hey, we just keep on pushing.
Stopping it once again. Terrence Crawford went on to stop everything in the welterweight division. That he did. Including Earl Spence. That he did. Including Sean Porter, 2 of the PBC kings. Just wanted to put that out there. The News by Shanewz. You do have options. Source experience. Do us both a favor and don't compare us. Never nasty work. Never nasty over here.
I'm knocking them down. As soon as they put them on the chopping block, it's time to go.
That's right. That's right. You hear Bo Mac out here, man. Talking to him, Bo Mac.
That shit, partner. You heard me?
Yeah. Talk to him, Bo Mac. That's what we love, man. Definitely. Before I let you go, man. Are we be seeing Bud call out one of the 3 big guys on the PBC?
Call him out. He don't need to. He can't keep calling them out because the more he call them out, the more they fucking don't want to come off the porch.
Okay, you heard that, man. Once again, man.
You heard what he said. They don't want to come off the porch. They want to come off the porch. 5 years ago, man. Do us both a favor and don't compare us, man. The News by Shanewz, at the time going by Jackal Fitness. Now I have become a media marketing management persona agent. These nasty work individuals that crawl around. Yes, they crawl around the internet. Because they're never outside. Pop out.
Jackal Fitness. I'm here with the man, Keyshawn. The next one right here. Great man. First off, champ, let everybody know where they can follow you out on IG.
You can follow me on Instagram, Business Keyshawn, and my other business page, DB Enterprises.
Definitely. You got a fight date coming up July 27th. The Pan Am Games.
Still amateur, pay attention.
Just let everybody know what to expect, man.
Shit, well, July 27th, I'll fight in South America, Peru. You should expect a gold medal out of me for sure, and best boxer of the tournament. But other than that, just a hell of a performance, and You just know me doing my thing.
Definitely. We know we got you in the building. Nice on your boy, Shakur Stevenson. How you see that playing out, the main event?
Man, I see that playing out. Just a quick little knockout to get this world title.
You see, everybody wants to fight. I'm gonna stop it right there. You see, they've been around each other since babies, basically. You see, he's still in the amateurs out there supporting Shakur Stevenson. This was some years back. Do us both a favor. Don't compare us. Been in the trenches, man. The news by Shanewz. But they want these two to fight. Maybe they will fight. Let me stop it, man. You can do as many live streams as you want. Experience is earned and gained. So when you sit around organizing emotionless lives, yo, Kobe Bryant status, man. It doesn't matter what you do. You're so far behind and left that you're irrelevant. You are irrelevant to the news by Shanewz. But as you can see, they came up together, and now they are both champions at 135.
That'll fight his next fight.
Definitely. And let all the fans know, man. You know, you're up and coming top amateur, but you've been in there with some of the top pros, man. Just run down a quick list of some of the pros you've been in there with.
Right off the back, Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
I don't gotta explain nothing. That he's a hell of a fighter.
That's right.
I've been there with Javante Davis.
Stop it. Now you always heard me on here talk about Keyshawn, and you hear a lot of these fans, jealous fans on guys I like to call them, guys with no absolute boxing motion. None at time. Always speaking, and I'm trying to clear things up for him. I'm like, yo, the young man, at the time I believe he might have been 19 right here. He was still young. And he was in there already with guys like Terrence and Tank. And he's gonna say, so when you hear him calling Tank out and you see guys be like, oh, he's not ready. You don't know that. He knows what he knows. He's been in the ring with this man. He's been developing. He's a seasoned pro now. Not to mention he's a world champion now. Let me stop it. Now you always heard me on here talk about Keyshawn, and you hear a lot of these fans, jealous fans on guys I like to call them, guys with no absolute boxing motion, always speaking, and I try to clear things up for him. I'm like, yo, the young man, at the time I believe he might have been 19 right here. He was still young. And he was in there already with guys like Terrence and Tank. So when you hear him calling Tank out and you see guys be like, oh, he's not ready. You don't know that. He knows what he knows. He's been in the ring with this man. He's been developing. He's a seasoned pro now. Not to mention he's a world champion now. Did you see that smile that man gave to me? That moment we had? Well, shout out to Tony Harrison. He reposted this. And it's on his page. I tagged him in it last night. I was in my bag. I was like, I was in my bag, man. I was like, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas, man. These cockroaches, man. Do us both a favor and don't compare us, man. You are not my equal, man. You are not my peer, media peer. You're nothing to me, man. You sit around and you do live streams. You and everybody that co-signs you are just like you. Like Malik said, you are the dirty side of YouTube boxing. We were never the same. Because Emmanuel Stewart told him that he was going to be a world champion. Emmanuel Stewart passed on. But did you see that moment that we had? See, yeah, shout out to Tony Harrison for reposting that, man. But I reached my hour mark. I'm about to get off. Maybe I'll come back on.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman. We end today's show with part 2 of my recent interview.
Right? I'll be watching shit like this, man. You got to get in tune with the current events. But maybe I'll come back on later. I don't think I'll do a fight party. But the fights are on tonight. I'm going to drop my Coach Reen content. I got some Coach Reen stuff I want to drop. She's in her bag, man. Her little catalog is heavy. Abraham Nova, working weigh-ins and stuff. She's doing her thing, man. I ain't mad at her. Baby girl, right? But once again, man, shout out to Terrence Crawford for putting Earl Spence back out there in motion in an algorithm in a boxing sense. Because prior to that, man, the nigga's name is being brought up in Murder for Hires. And, he's the He is the what is that? The alibi. Him and his lover, the lovers. They was away on a vacation. So at least now we are talking about him not going to the Hall of Fame. Because you guys didn't want to talk about him in his vacation as the alibi for a guy for murder for hire. But this is the Sauce Experience, the news. Mashallah. Feel free to hit the like button. Likes are free, man. I didn't ask you guys to donate to the channel because I don't need your donations, man. Shout out to my channel members. As you can see, look how the content is looking now. These guys don't want to speak about the content now. But thank you to my channel members. You see where the money is going. Look at the content. They don't even want to speak about the content. And I'm going to drop some more. They're not even speak. Look, these guys are supposed to be content creators. This is what they're into. The tricks, the sorcery effects. Look, they don't even come around. That's why I played the video where all of them wanted to fight me. Please, I'm going to the gym in a little bit, man. Matter of fact, look, hold on. Let me see if my man is at the gym. I'll be at the gym right now. It's 10 o'clock. Let me see if he's there. If he's at the gym, I'll be at the gym right now. Any of y'all want to fight me? Because everybody always wanted to fight me. Like, I can't fight. Like, I just talk boxing. So if you want to fight me, come to the gym. Yeah, you at the gym? All right, I'll be right down there. All right, I'll be right. I'll be right down there. I'll be down there. I'm coming to the gym. Huh? Oh, she died? Oh man, somebody stole her. That's an expensive dog. Damn, that's an expensive dog, man. I know that feeling, man. Damn. All right, I see. All right, damn. That's an expensive dog, man. She fucking let them steal that fucking dog. Remember, I had that same thing last night. Damn. I thought this nigga Brownie, right? Because we had went to the mall on some other stores. So I left the car door open. Yo, this nigga jumped in the car and closed the door, right? So I go outside. I thought somebody came in my yard and stole him. I'm running up and down the street calling this nigga. I come back in the yard. I was mad. I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, damn. I look in the car. This nigga's in the back seat. I was like, yo, bro, don't do no dumb shit like that no more, man. I was like, yo, first Zeus, now somebody stole this nigga. He's coming out of his bag now, man. I was mad as hell for a hot second, man. But damn, Joe had a little expensive dog. Well, his daughters and them, damn. They stole that mother. That was an expensive dog. It's like a teacup Yorkie. Dogs are expensive, man. You can't. People steal, man. Motherfuckers steal, man. It's the nature of the beast, man. People gonna steal. But this is the Sauce Experience. I'm going to the gym, man. Any of you guys that want to fight me, right? Everybody want to fight me over my content. Please come to the gym. Demonstrate, man. Please come pull up, man. Especially if you're a fucking drunk. If you're a drunk, I'll end your career for you. I'm gonna punch you right in your fucking lip, man. Yeah, I'm here, Joe saying, yo, let me play that real quick. That's my vibes I'm on, man. How Joe told Damani, that's where I'm at with a lot of y'all, man. You are not on my level. I will punch you in your throat. Where's that at? Let me play that real quick, man. That's the energy we bring today, man. Yo, pull up to the gym, right? Pull up to the gym. I will punch you in your throat. Where is that one? That is the best one. He told my young boy he will punch him in his throat. He was insulted, man. Yo, Joe was insulted, man. Where is it, man? He insulted my guy, man. Here it is, right here.
You're not so. You're not so. You're not fast at all. I'm faster than you. I'm not. You see how I got My hands are fast like that. I don't know. What do you mean you don't? Did you? What did I show you? Did you see what I showed you? Hey. Did you? Why? Don't tell me my hands ain't fast. My hands move real fast.
You might got a little power, but you know my defense just hits you with a nice look.
I will punch you in your throat. My hands are fast like that.
Yeah, the ring is right there. Come down to the ring, man. For those of y'all that think I just talked this boxing, we can get in the ring for a little bit, man. I'm on my Joe Didi. I will punch you in your liver. Let's come down to the ring. Yeah, we ain't gotta record it. Yeah, we don't even gotta record. I won't even do you like that. But we can get in the ring. Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming down, man. I was just watching a video for some motivation. Huh? I will punch you in your throat. Nah, I'm at the crib, man. I'm at the crib. Yeah. I will punch you in your throat. Right? I will punch you in your throat. I'm not going to punch you in your throat because that's the easy way out. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to beat you to the body. I want you to feel the pain. Especially those that be like, oh, sparring ain't fighting. Just come, man. I'm still waiting for some of those guys, you know, the 7,000 comments, man. They was commenting, man, because they was mad about my assessment over Earl Spence. None of those guys ever pulled up, man. I dropped the Addy all the time, man. You know, I think, you know, a little bit of my speed bag and my joint I put out. Yes, I think that should be scaring them, man. Come pull up though, man. I love the, you know, that's what I was raised on, man. Please pull up, man. By all means, pull up.
Don't be jealous of the motion.
Pull up, man. Show me, right? Come demonstrate for me. I think, listen, to be honest, right? I'm gonna keep it tall. I think my shits are still sharp, very sharp, man. You know, I think my joints are still sharp, man. But in order for me to prove that they're sharp, I need you to pull up, man. That's the only way I can show that my joints are sharp, man. But if you don't pull up, I can't really show how sharp they are. You know, you have to pull up, man. So I could demonstrate. You know, you have to pull up so I can demonstrate. You know, please pull up. Pull up, man.
That man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Immediately.
Clean up that cut more. Raise him up. Yeah, make it more free. Yeah, push.
I think those are too fast for you, man. I ain't gonna punch you in your face, man. I ain't gonna punch you in your face. I could, like my man said, I could punch you right in your throat, but I don't want to do that to you. I want to touch you to the body. I want to touch you to the body. I want to see what you ate for dinner. I want to see what you was drinking on. Yeah, but pull up, man. This is the Sauce Experience, the news by Shanewz. You know, you do have options.
Hey guys, this is Tiana Tumohiloa. I'm a top-ranked knockout, and I want to give a shout-out to Sauce Talk Podcast.
Thank you. You know the vibes.
Yes, this is the Sauce Talk with Keyshawn Davis.
The Sauce Talk, okay.
First off,